Formula One is gearing up to expand into territories that, just a few years ago, seemed unimaginable for racing. With two new circuits inching closer to securing a spot on the calendar, possibly as early as 2027, the global landscape of F1 is on the brink of a seismic shift. The colossal mega-project in Qatar is nearing completion, while Karmami has just been awarded the prestigious FIA Grade 1 certification. This raises a thrilling question. Are we on the verge of a dramatic calendar shakeup? And if so, which iconic tracks might be sacrificed in the name of global expansion? The message from F1 has been loud and clear. This is a sport no longer confined by tradition. It's reaching new countries, embracing revolutionary designs, and rewriting what we think of as a typical circuit. Look no further than the Qadiyah project in Saudi Arabia to understand the magnitude of change. This isn't just another racetrack, it's a spectacle. Featuring a jaw-dropping first corner that rises and drops 108 meters over a music venue, the track is poised to become a blend of adrenaline and entertainment like never before. Designed by visionary Alex Vers, this circuit isn't just about racing, it's about creating an immersive, unforgettable experience. And if you're McLaren's Lando Norris, this is exactly the kind of innovation that gets you excited. The young star praised the boldness of Qadiyah, saying, "I've seen the video and the preview, it looks pretty crazy. It's what Saudi Arabia does, so full respect to them for coming up with some crazy things and trying to make it as cool as it looks. You have a lot of places that are nowhere near as lively and fun, so if you want people to be attracted to the sport, you don't want it to just be a track in the middle of nowhere that no one goes to." Qadiyah's ambitions are sky high. They aim to lead in both racing and entertainment, and based on everything we know, they're on the right track. Even Prince Khalid of Saudi Arabia emphasized the revolutionary nature of the project, something we'll dive deeper into later in this video. According to early projections, the Qadiyah circuit will feature 3 DRS zones and offer ideal overtaking opportunities, with top speeds estimated at a thrilling 325 km per h. It's important to note that the F1 grid will arrive here in a newly regulated era, likely post-2027, when the cars are expected to be narrower, leading to more dynamic racing. While those technical regulations remain under wraps, it's clear that Qadiyah is gearing up for a new era of Formula One. Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal expressed pride in the rapid development of the project, stating, "The track is going to be ready in 2027, so it's going to be determined by the other surrounding projects if you're going to be finished on time." Sometimes in these mega projects there are delays. We are not in a rush to move from Jeddah. If everything goes well and Formula One feels comfortable going there, we think not before 2027, so we are thinking about 2028 or maybe 2029. But what does this mean for Jeddah? The current host of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix may soon face its final lap. The writing is on the wall and the time is right. Qadiyah is expected to take over. 2 races in one country per season seem unlikely, although a potential rotation between Qadiyah and Jeddah has not been entirely ruled out. Prince Khalid added, "To have 2 races or rotate between Qadiyah and Jeddah, it's too early to discuss. Our main focus now is to enjoy what's remaining in Jeddah and look forward to moving to the new facility in Qadiyah and taking things forward from there. But it's too early, we have nothing in plan. Still, we need to take all other things into consideration." And that includes the rising bids from other nations, starting with Thailand and South Africa. Thailand has just greenlit a massive $1.2 billion initiative to build a world-class F1 track, signaling serious intent. Meanwhile, Karmami has achieved the all-important FIA Grade 1 status, making it officially eligible to host a Formula One Grand Prix. But what exactly does that mean? Up until now, Karmami circuit was standing at Grade 2, and now that it has been upgraded, the runoff areas, barriers and debris, fencing, curbs and drainage have all been worked on in an additional manner. On the other hand, the layout of the track remains the same, and the owner, Toby Venta, is now very hopeful that we just are going to receive a race in one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Furthermore, Bent said, "This is a defining moment for South African motorsport. When we acquired KAMI in 2014, we made a commitment to restore it, not just as a world-class venue, but as a beacon for motorsport across the African continent. The FIA's acceptance of our Grade 1 design is a major step forward in that journey. There are some challenges that are mounting Kami's comeback to the F1 calendar, including the political instability in the country. Not only that, but they have internal conflicts as well. Cape Town is also proposed to run for an F1 circuit with different investors, and as if this wasn't enough, let's not forget that Rwanda, a bolstering economy and a force to be reckoned with in Africa, has made its own bid to host an F1 event. Stefano Domenicali spoke publicly as to how happy he would be in order to see the F1 caravan visit Rwanda. So maybe Karmami isn't the clear leader when it comes to hosting a race on the African continent. Let's not forget who is the loudest, biggest supporter of a race in Karmami. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, is acting like an ambassador for the South African GP and elaborating on racing here. Before he retires, the Ferrari driver was adamant that he's going to give all of his efforts to make it an F1 race here. Reality? Furthermore, he said, "I'm working in the background to get South Africa in the race. That's like such a dream for me. I've got to stay until they get that race." So what does this mean for all the other circuits on the calendar? It's definitely not good news, because if you think about it, the drivers have been adamant that 24 races is the absolute maximum they could do in a single year. Even for some of them, this number is already too much, with F1 staff suffering from fatigue and jet lag from consistent traveling without proper rest. Now that Imola is done and dusted from the calendar, the next one in line seems to be Barcelona, especially with the addition of Madrid. The general belief is that Barcelona is going to suffer a similar fate to Spa, potentially even worse, as Madrid's street circuit is poised to take away the glory and the Madrid street, and the Barcelona especially even worse. Epitome of the Spanish GP. If this happens, then make no mistake that the Spanish government is going to interfere as well. The authorities are adamant that we cannot go racing on 2 circuits in their country because of the financial aspect of managing this challenge, so we could either wave goodbye to the Spanish GP in general, or we could see a deal similar to one of Spa. Over the course of 6 years, the Belgian GP will miss out on 2028 and 2030 as a participant on the calendar in those 2 years. It's highly likely that Formula One would want to promote a race from one of South Africa's bidders, Thailand or Qatar, if it stays with Jeddah. I don't see how the interest of Saudi Arabia won't grow in the following period because of all the massive investments they've made primarily through Aramco and in Aston Martin. Nevertheless, a very interesting period is waiting for us, and we seem to be having a lot of trouble in keeping the traditional values at bay. The sport is evolving, and the interests of the drivers might not be the priority of the authorities and the FOM as things stand. The most important thing right now is the cash flow and the amount of money that a circuit could generate. So if it means that, and we're going to drop Barcelona because of a race in Thailand, South Africa, or maybe even South Korea, then that's what we're going to receive with all this in mind. What do you think about the expansion of the sport to one of these venues? And more importantly, which track do you think is going to be dropped from the calendar? In order to make this work, let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.